Person who's taught me more about cannabis history than any other single human being on planet Earth. Wonderful historian and author of several books on ancient marijuana medicine, Chris Bennett.
Brother, thank you, brother. Well, you ever have any wonderful insights while you're smoking cannabis? Start wondering about the meaning of existence, how to make the world a better place, things like that? Because if you have, you're part of a spiritual tradition that is older than any existing religion. You know, our relationship with cannabis, as David said, is really ancient. We know that 10,000 years ago from fibers in Taiwan that people were wearing hemp clothing there. And then we know from tools used for decording hemp that 25,000 years ago people were making hemp fibers off of stalks and stuff like that to make clothes. So we have a relationship going back at least 25,000 years with this plant, according to archaeological evidence. And so this is around the time of the Great Leap Forward, when humanity started doing things like making fires, making the wheel, things like that. All these great ideas started coming to us. And we can imagine ancient man in his search for food, wandering around in the forests and jungles and coming across a cannabis plant. And the seed of the cannabis plant is one of the most nutritious foods on the planet, highest source of omega oils, essential for human health. And so they would eat these seeds and they get the sticky resin on their hand and smell that. And let's throw some of this on the fire, see what that smells like. And the sweet smoke arises. And we know that for sure 5,500 years ago, people were burning cannabis for religious purposes. In the Ukraine region, we found censers with burnt cannabis in it from 3,500 BC, 3,500 years before Christ. Cannabis has been a huge part of even the foundation of existing religions. In Hinduism, cannabis is used in honor of the Lord Shiva, the oldest worshipped god on earth, whose worship goes back to the Stone Age. Cannabis is said to be made from Shiva's own body. In Islam, Sufis and dervishes have used cannabis to have higher states of consciousness. And one Sufi said in the 10th century, God has granted you the privilege of knowing the secret of these leaves. Thus, when you eat of it, your dense worries disappear and your exalted minds become polished. 2,700 years ago in China, it was recorded in the 2700 BC, so 4,700 years ago. It was in the oldest pharmacopoeia in existence by Emperor Shen Nung, who experimented himself with cannabis and called it one of humanity's superior immortality elixirs because of its ability to prolong our lives and stuff like that. And it was used for meditative purposes by Taoist priests and the like. And all over the world, even the Bible in Hebrew, cannabis was known as cannabosum, and was part of the essential anointing oils used in temple rituals and incenses. It gave the prophets the abilities to speak to their gods, much like it's basically shamanism, the use of psychoactive plants to receive divine insight. So all over the world,